Richie, new season just over a week away, one friendly to go, but I wanted to start by getting some reflections first from you on the game at Barnsley last night.
Loads of positives. Obviously, in the end, it's the result that gets published, but some good minutes, a couple of 90 minutes, loads of opportunities created. Disappointed with some of the goals, but obviously it got stretched a little bit towards the end with playing with 10 men. But it looks like we're going in the right direction if you take last night's game into account.
You had said that the coaching staff had got the message across that previously it had been more about minutes than anything else. Was it quite heartening to see that the performance and the style you're looking for was there against Barnsley?
Yeah, and in fairness to the lads, we had a really good meeting with them this morning. And we spoke about all the different aspects of the game, and obviously one of those was physically, because we expected a greater output last night. We expected the ball to be moved quicker, we expected the movement to be better, hence why we made Tuesday a little bit easier. It's probably the easiest day they've had for a while, and they all commented saying that actually they feel like they're getting there physically. So we're still going to continue to work him hard. They'll work hard up until Saturday. And then obviously we start to come off them after that. But they've played with a lot of fatigue in the legs, and that's definitely what they've come back with. But that's how it should be.
And on the mental side, it sounds as though the messages are getting across to them.
Yeah, and we did say we had quite a long post-match meeting this morning, because obviously there's only a certain amount of work we can do on the grass because of the game last night. So it's important that you get some tactical stuff over, and we did say that the meetings will be a little bit longer for the time being because we're still drip feeding information in. But once they've got most of the stuff sussed, then it's just a matter of putting it in place. So we'll just keep giving them the information. Hopefully they keep taking it on bit by bit, and then we'll all be ready for next week.
It looks as though the new faces that you have in the building have settled in nicely as well. Is there anything that's caught you by surprise so far pre-season?
In fairness to David, he came in and I don't think he'd played any minutes, but he's fitted in pretty well. Ben Osborne, we obviously knew about the injury when he came, but has built up his minutes pretty well and hopefully safely as well. So Kenzo bought into English football, bit of a shock to him initially, I think, and the pace of the game and how little time he has on the ball, but I think he's getting there. So really pleased. Obviously, the front three looked lively last night and created some good opportunities, which is the reason we brought them in. So positive surprises hopefully, but nothing major really.
On to Real Valladolid on Saturday. What do you expect from them?
Without being too stereotypical, but obviously technically very good. They'll be comfortable in possession. If it's like this, they'll probably manage the weather better than we will, albeit we had the week in the horrific sun. But a good test for us again. We will talk a little bit over to the next 24 hours about some of the out of possession stuff, which we will put in place on Saturday. But obviously we're all pleased to be back at the stadium. For some of us, we've not been to the stadium since the last day. So, and for the new players, it's a real good opportunity for them to experience Pride Park, and hopefully a good atmosphere and a good day, and we can sign off ready for Friday.
For the players that haven't experienced Pride Park before, will you sort of say anything, or does it speak for itself when they get there?
No, it goes without saying that the crowd won't be quite what it'll be for the first league game, so I appreciate that. But and it is a little bit strange, and things that are overlooked at times about, where's your place in the dressing room? What time do I have to be there? What does it look like when we are there? All that sort of stuff, which half of the pitch do we warm up on? Where do we warm up? All the stuff that you take for granted when you've been at the club for 6 or 7 weeks or even a couple of months. The ones that have been here for, all their life, like Cash. All the simple stuff that, like where do I park? When I've parked up, where do I go? All the little bit of nervous stuff that when you turn up to a new stadium, and that can be at any club, but a club the size of ours, obviously, there's a lot of things go on match days. So for a lot of the lads and the new ones, it'll be a bit like, right, okay, what happens, so it's a good way to get that out of the way, and just experience the pitch, the surroundings. One or two of the new lads may have never even played there at all. Obviously for Kenzo, it'll be the first time he's set foot on the pitch, so it's important that you get that out of the way.